Hey, Mama. I want to share with you a few ideas on how to get the support you need for your plans. Because here's the thing, we got a lot going on as working moms. There really is just stuff coming at us from left and from right. People at work need us, people in our families need us, our kids need us, our friends, our community, not to mention like we need ourselves. And then there's like a whole baseline of things that you just kind of have to do each day. You got to do the laundry, you got to eat, you got to figure out what's for dinner so that you can eat, right? Like there's just so many different things that take up not only our time and energy, but also our mental space. That means that if you want more time, energy, or mental space, you're going to need to get some support. And there's nothing wrong with needing support. The idea that you need to do it all is silly. You don't. You only need to do the things that matter to you and the things that keep the lights on and the food on the table. And so I want to give you a few different ways, well, really two ways. It's a two-step process to figure out how you can get the support that you need. First, you need to take a look at everything that's going on in your day, in your week, in your month, and write down in one category, in one column, all the things that you're not an expert in. What are the things that you do that you just don't do that well? Because there's going to be a few of them, and that's okay. Everything you're not an expert in, write it down. And then write down a list of all the things that you don't need to do. Like it doesn't have to be you doing it, but you do it anyway. And before you say, well, if I don't do it, no one will. That's not the reason. We'll talk about that in a second. Still write it down. Don't say, oh, if I don't do the laundry, no one will. If I don't clean the dishes, no one will. If I don't do this, Excel spreadsheet at work, no one will. Just write it all down because somebody else can do it. And we'll talk about how you might figure that out. So write down again all the things in one column that you are not an expert in and all the things in another column that somebody else can do. Then what we're going to do is start to explore each one. And as we go through, you're going to write down one of three things for each, and maybe multiple. And that is there a person, someone else who could do this? Is there an app or some type of software that could help you to do this? Or is there a service that's available for you to help you do this, right? So let's just take meal planning. Meal planning can be a pain in the butt sometimes, and preparing the food can be a pain in the butt. So that is something that takes up space. And I actually love to cook, right? I find it relaxing and rewarding and really like to do it when I'm not in a rush, when I don't have other things going on. And as it turns out, most weekdays, I am in a rush. I'm in a rush to play with my kids. I'm in a rush to take a break. I'm in a rush to sit down and have a glass of wine. And so cooking during the week is not necessarily my favorite thing. Although once in a while I do find myself super stressed and I'm like, I'm just going to make a meal. I'm going to hang out here in the kitchen for a minute and decompress. Having said that, let's just take meal planning as an example. There are people, apps, and services that can help you with that, right? People, my husband could help to cook. We could also hire someone to cook. That's really more of a service. So let's just say my husband could help to cook. He can help to make dinner. He can help to plan the meal. The app. There are apps out there that will help you to have food delivered to your door each and every day. And the services. There are people out there that you can hire. There are also meal subscription services that you set and forget, and every day you will have a meal show up to your door and you can just throw it in the oven, right? I'm not saying that it's cheap, but I'm saying that it's out there. And that's the point, right? Write down for each one of those areas the things that you're not an expert in and the things that you don't have to do, the people, apps, or software, and the services that can help to support you in doing them. And then once you've done that, the fun begins. Start to go through and figure out where you can make this work, where you can either call up, text, request that someone help you with one of those tasks. Look into the apps and the software that might be able to automate or help you to move through some of these tasks. And where there are services, price them out and see if it makes sense for you to leverage them sometimes, right? It might be something that you sign up for the year, but it also might be something that you sign up for the week or even the day, depending on what is going on. But if you don't take the time to actually figure out how you can get the support you need, you will never have it. And more importantly, once you've figured it out, if you don't ask for it, you definitely will never have it. So take a moment and do this. Now I know that it could take maybe 15, 20 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. And so If you can't do it right now, block your calendar to get it done. You got to take action to see results. So if you're looking for support, try this exercise within the next 3 days and let me know if you don't find some way to get more support.